Allen Bloom, a prominent philosopher of the 20th century, was deeply troubled by what he saw as a decline in the standards of popular media. As he looked back on the cultural landscape of his time, he observed the proliferation of shallow entertainment and superficial content that he believed was eroding the intellectual and moral fabric of society. In a seminal work, The Closing of the American Mind, Bloom lamented the rise of mass culture and its influence on the minds of the youth. He argued that the proliferation of television, movies, and popular music had led to a decline in the ability to think critically and appreciate the complexities of human experience. Bloom observed that many young people were passively consuming media without engaging in meaningful reflection or analysis. He saw a generation becoming increasingly desensitized to violence, trivialized by sensationalism, and distracted by the constant barrage of stimuli from screens. As he reflected on the state of popular media, Bloom saw a missed opportunity for cultural enrichment and intellectual growth. He believed that the arts and humanities, with their emphasis on critical thinking and deep engagement with timeless themes, offered a counterbalance to the shallow distractions of mass culture. In his view, the decline of high culture and the rise of mass entertainment were symptomatic of a broader societal malaise, a loss of direction and purpose in an increasingly fragmented and atomized world. Bloom's critique of popular media was a call to arms for educators and intellectuals to reassert the importance of cultivating the life of mind in an age of superficiality and distraction. In response to Allen Bloom's criticisms of popular media and contemporary culture, another voice emerged from the intellectual sphere, challenging Bloom's perspective with a fresh and contrarian viewpoint. That was Professor Eleanor Rivers, a thinker that had a deep appreciation for modern culture and the tastes of the youth. In contrast to Bloom's nostalgia for the classics, Professor Rivers embraced the diversity and dynamism of contemporary society, seeing value in the cultural expressions of the present moment. Rivers argued that Bloom's critique of popular media was overly simplistic and failed to appreciate the nuanced complexities of modern culture. She contended that while there may indeed be elements of shallowness and sensationalism in certain forms of entertainment, there were also profound and thought-provoking works being produced in literature, film, and music. Moreover, Rivers believed that Bloom's characterization of the youth as intellectually impoverished and morally adrift was unfair and misguided. In Rivers' view, Bloom's longing for a bygone era of cultural elitism was out of touch with the realities of contemporary life. She argued that culture is not static, but constantly evolving, shaped by the values and experiences of each new generation. As the debate between Bloom and Rivers unfolded, it became clear that their contrasting perspectives represented larger philosophical differences about the nature of culture and the role of tradition in society. While Bloom sought to preserve the legacy of the past, Rivers championed the vitality of the present and the promise of the future. Though they come from such different and opposing perspectives, I think we might have something to learn from both these authors.